Alright guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we learned the basics of HTML, what it is, what it does, how to get started, the main structure, and we also introduced the code editor and the browser. We downloaded and worked with VS Code and learned tags like HTML, head and body. In this video, we're going to cover a few topics about the head section and learn several tags that are used to display text on a web page. First, we're going to take a look at the head section, which is related to the page's settings. For now, we'll learn the basics, and later on, we'll get into the more advanced stuff. The first tag is the meta tag, which is used for various settings. For example, we can use it to tell the page what languages it should support, or define things like the page size, or how elements should scale, and it has some attributes that we'll work with together. The next tag we use is the title tag, and this one is actually pretty important. It's the tag that defines the title of your web page, meaning the exact text that shows up on the browser tab when someone opens your site. It's a double tag, so you write opening and closing tags, and whatever you place between them becomes the visible title. This helps users know what page they're on. Alright, let's do it. Between the head tags, we write it just like I explained. It has an attribute called charset, which tells the browser what character set the page should support. We set it to UTF-8 because it covers most languages. There are many types you can check on the official site if you ever need them. If your page doesn't have this tag, some languages might not display correctly and you'll see question marks instead. We're moving on to the title tag. As we said, it's used to display the page's title and it's written as a double tag. Write the code along with me. Name of your page that appears on the browser tab, in bookmarks, and even in Google search results. Between those two tags, whatever text we write becomes the title of the website. For example, I'll write my first web page. Usually, the title should be something that lets the visitor understand what your page is about, and it should be simple for them to read. Each page should have only one title tag. As you can see, we've set a title for our page. Alright, just like we went through in the previous video, we already installed Live Server in VS Code. We're going to use it the same way here to make things easier. All you need to do is click the Go Live button at the bottom of your VS Code window. Once you do that, it will automatically launch your HTML page in your default browser. The best part about using Live Server is that now every time you make a change to your code and save it, the browser updates automatically, so you don't have to reload the page manually. Just make sure that every time you make a change, you save it using Ctrl+S. As you can see, nothing is showing up on the page. That's because our body section is empty, and we haven't written anything inside it yet. But where's our page title? Yes, as we mentioned, it appears in the browser tab at the top. As you can see, it currently says My First Web Page. And if you change it, for example by adding Hello World to it, the title in the browser tab updates as well. Okay, let's head over to the browser and take a look. What we covered about the head section is enough for now, and we'll learn the rest later as we go. Now let's move on to the tags that actually show up on the page. The most basic ones are the text-related tags, so let's talk about them a bit. Sections of text on a web page act as titles or headings for specific content. Don't mix these up with the title tag in the head section. These ones are displayed directly on the page and have a larger size compared to normal text. They're called heading tags, and there are 6 types from H1 to H6, each with a different size. I don't want to give too much extra explanation so it doesn't get confusing. You'll see everything clearly in the example. The largest of these headings is H1 and the smallest is H6. Let's try a few examples. From this point on, we'll be working inside the body section, since anything we write there will actually appear on the page. The H1 tag is a double tag, and it's written like this. And the text you want to show goes right between those two tags. Just like the classic phrase all programmers start with, Hello World. We'll write the same thing, and now we have our largest heading. Let's take a look together. As you can see, it's bigger and bolder than normal text. Now let's add a regular line of text so you can clearly see the difference. We'll write the same sentence again so you can understand it more clearly. Alright, now we can clearly see the difference between them. There's a big contrast. I'll delete this line and let's move on to write the rest of the tags. I'll copy this one using the shortcut Ctrl+C and paste it on the next line using Ctrl+V. Let's write the H2 tag, so instead of rewriting everything, I'll just change the number in the tag to 2. And once again, remember, after every change, you have to save your work. Make sure to subscribe and stay with us until the end of the video. We'll also fix the issue of having to save every time. As you can see, we now have 2 headings. H1 is larger than H2. We mentioned that there are 6 heading tags in total, and we've already written 2 of them. Let's go ahead and write the rest. I'll just copy this line and paste it 4 more times. And now, just like we did before, all we need to do is change the number for each one. This one will be H3. As you can see, let's change the rest as well. H4, H5, and finally H6. Alright, let's check out the result. As you can see, our headings are working perfectly. The smaller the heading number, the larger the text appears. Headings or titles are usually used for short descriptions or names. Let me explain a bit more. You've probably seen many websites like news sites, where each article has a big, short headline, so readers can quickly understand the topic, followed by a longer, smaller description. Those headlines you see, they're exactly these heading tags, H1 to H6, we just learned about. Alright, let's keep going with the lesson and learn about the other tags related to text. Let's continue with the same example we used earlier, a news website. We said that in a news article, there's usually a headline, which we create using heading tags, and then there's a smaller section of text that gives a more detailed explanation of the news. In writing, we call that a paragraph, a few lines of text that flow together without breaking. In HTML, we have something similar, and it's called the paragraph tag, written with the letter P, which stands for paragraph. This tag is also a double tag, and the text we want to display is written between the opening and closing tags. Its size is smaller than the heading tags, but that's because paragraph text has a normal, standard size. This is the default size for regular text on a web page. Alright, let's practice. There's another point about the paragraph tag. Each piece of text is placed separately from the other when using this tag. Let me show you in action. First, we'll delete everything, then I'll write 2 random texts. The first one is you to test this. And the next one I'll write on the line below. Practice is very important. Do you think these 2 lines of text will appear exactly the same way you wrote them? No, in the browser, in HTML, pressing enter to go to a new line has no effect on how the text is displayed. If you write 2 lines without any tags, both lines will appear on the same line next to each other, because HTML ignores extra spaces and line breaks and turns them into a single space. So what should we do to fix this problem? This is where the P tag helps us. As we said, this tag defines paragraphs, and naturally each paragraph should be on a new line. So let's do this together and put each one inside a tag. It is written just like the H tag. We open the tag and place the first sentence inside it. And for our second sentence, just like the first one, we write another P tag so these 2 become separate paragraphs. Yes, now your guess is correct. These 2 are displayed separately. As you can see, we have 2 paragraphs. You to test this, and practice is very important. And if I copy the second one and add another, you'll see that there will be 3 paragraphs. We've learned the P tag. There's nothing special left about it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. To make our text move to the next line and be separated, we said we use the P tag. But there is another solution for this. Sometimes, for any reason, we need our text to stay inside a tag like P, but we want part of the text to go to the next line. For this, we have a tag called BR. This is a single tag, and wherever we want the text to break to the next line, we simply place this tag. Let's test it together. Okay, let me delete this. Let's put these two texts inside one paragraph, agreed. They appear next to each other in one line. Now I still want them to be shown on two separate lines, but as one paragraph. So we place the BR tag here to move the text to the next line. As you can see, they are separated and turned into two lines. Remember, it doesn't matter if you write them all on one line or multiple lines. The BR tag will break the line. Next topic, sometimes we need a line between our texts to separate them from each other. You've probably seen this often on websites. How do we create it? There is a tag similar to the BR tag called HR. This tag does the same as BR. It moves the content to the next line, but it also places a horizontal line between the sections. You can put it anywhere you want. Let's test it out. Okay, I want there to be a line between our heading and the description, so they are separated from each other. You tell me, how should I do it? Yes, after our heading we place the HR tag, so it shows a horizontal line. It's that simple, and we can put it anywhere. As you can see, the line is displayed for us, and the sections are separated from each other more clearly. These were very important topics that we worked on together. Make sure to practice them and stay with us until the end of the playlist. Tell us your thoughts, and if you're interested, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our new tutorials. We mentioned earlier that every time you make a change in your code, you need to save it first. But VS Code has a feature that removes this need. Normally, we would go to the File tab and click Save to save our work. A little lower, there's an option called Auto Save. For me, it's already checked, but for you, it might not be. Click on it to enable it, and from now on, every change will be saved automatically.